Hi, family. How are you all? I hope you having a good day today. Well, for those who are new here, I am Camille, aka Maya, and I'm an international healer and speaker. Uh, so today I want to talk about resting. How resting is revolutionary. Yes. But of course, I'm going to talk about other things too. So, many of us, don't take the time to rest because we're always like, we have to do something, right? Or we have to clean, we have to do this work, whatever it is that we have to do, we feel like we have to do it. And we tell ourselves that we don't have the time to rest. Well, let me be the first one to say, rest. You need rest. Because if you don't rest, your nervous system is like out of control. And you be wondering why your body feels so tense, like you can't catch a break for nothing. So, make sure this microphone works. But anyways, yes, so for me, my nervous system was always like through the roof. Like, I couldn't take a break, for nothing. It was always something to do. And I noticed that, when I go to people's houses and I'm just automatically cleaning. I'm automatically cleaning because my anxiety is like really bad, because of, what's that word? My childhood. So where I always had to defend myself, or defend others, take care of my own problems when I was young, yes. And figure out my own emotions, at such a young age. So I was like, my nervous system is like shock. And I'm like, we need to do something to change that. So with this meditation, that I do, it takes me 1 hour for my body and nervous system to just relax. Relax. Okay, it's okay to be calm. It's okay to be still. It's okay to be in peace. Because we so used to the loudness, drama. Ah! Listen, I ain't got that to do no more because I don't do drama. You want to do drama? Take that over there. Do that drama by yourself because I ain't going to do that drama. I'm going to be like, okay. And I'm going to keep it moving. I will let you think that 2 + 2 is 6. I will let you think that because I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not. Because ain't no point in arguing with someone who don't want to understand where you coming from. There's no point. Like, okay, I'm not about to argue with you. You only make yourself look a fool. So, why, waste your breath talking your energy to a fool? And next thing you know, you a fool too. because you arguing with them. It don't make no sense. Okay. Go over there. Go over there. Over there. Yeah. So it takes me 1 hour to just really feel in peace, to really be relaxed, rested. This season, I've really been taking advantage of resting. Like, okay, them dishes in the sink, I'll leave them there, because usually I wash them. Now, I do, wash the dishes every morning, before I start my day, because, I make my ancestors coffee every morning, and I put it on the stand, expressing my gratitude to them, my thanks, everything. And speaking of ancestors, yesterday I was in meditation, and a visitor came. Guess who was that visitor? My granny. Yes. And I remember the dream meditation. From word to word. I was driving my car. I parked my car, on the side street, Bernie Lane, which is the projects, in Buffalo, McCarley Gardens. So I parked my car there. I walked to her house, and I'm just looking around. I see some family, they talking and stuff. I didn't even have a clue, like, why I was there. So I'm just, walking around, and I remember her house exactly how it was. Next thing I know, I see this lady, had on, light pink nightgown with, white polka dot. And nice weight, skin so smooth, her hair, it had some curls in there, but it was just like, it was a relaxed curls, like beautiful, like she was beautiful. And when I looked, like Granny, I hugged her so tight. I was like literally crying, and she wrapped her arms around me too, and I'm just hugging her so tight, like, oh my goodness, and she held me for so long until I was ready to let go. And when I let go, I stand back, and she said, wait, that she'd be right back. So she went to her room. I'm going back to the phone, so I can call family and let, them know that she was here, she was alive, but the phone wasn't working. I'm like, dang, the phone not working. So she comes back out. We sit on the couch, and, I'm talking. I'm asking, I'm like, how you here? I seen the obituary. They say you wasn't here. And she said, well, I have to find another way to get my health back. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay, because she was sick with cancer. I was like, what was the other way, to get your health back? Because she was beautiful. She was so healthy. She looked so young. Like, this was the granny that I know. And I was just so, what's that feeling? It's like hard to, describe it. But I know I was happy. And I just hugged her. I didn't even look around in the house to check for my mother. Because my mom's gone too. But it was just grinning because I haven't, seen her in my dreams for years. Like, since, okay, because I wrote my book in 2021. So, it was like in 2020 when she came to visit me. So, just to see her, 6 years later, like, wow. But when I woke up, I was really at peace. I was really happy. And I thought about that dream all day. I even wrote in my journal about it. And I'm still talking about it. Because it's like, okay, she came to visit me. Oh, I forgot to add that she did get up from the couch. She went to the kitchen. And she was cooking. So, as I'm thinking about all these things, not just our conversation, but I'll, pay attention to, like, where she walked, like the kitchen, for example. Like, she still provided, nourishment, for her lineage. Like, from the other side, like, she's still looking out for her family, her children, her grandchildren, she's still looking out for her family. So that's why in that kitchen, it was symbolic. Like, she's still there. She's still looking out for us. And she comes, when we least expect it. But I'm happy that she came. I didn't even want that dream meditation to be over with. I just want to sit there, just have that conversation with her. Like, what's up? What's going on? On the other side. But, I know I had to come back. The reality of the situation here. And to share my message, with others who may need, this message, because this message is not only just for me, it's for everyone. And I think it's very important, that you pay attention to your dreams, that you pay attention to your surroundings, because you never know, when there's a message for you. But yes, so of course I must still, think about that whole, I don't even want to say meeting with my granny, because that was very spiritual. It was a reunion, yes, a reunion together. So, and I loved it. Yeah. So, when I think about, when people, when they request, my presence, it's funny how the universe, works. Because just last week, I was in Buffalo. And I ain't even sleep, the whole time I was in Buffalo. I didn't even sleep. It's like every time I go visit Buffalo, I don't sleep. And my anxiety there, I feel like I got to clean to calm my anxiety. Trying to make sure, my children are good. So, but, I took my youngest daughter, because she wanted to go out to eat at her favorite restaurant. So we went there. We eat. I get up, with her, to go get the food. And I seen two women, who I was at foster care with. So I'm like, kind of surprised. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? And, they stood there. They were so surprised, like, we was just literally talking about you. Like, yes, we were just literally talking about you. And, this woman, they friends, friends. She started crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, no, don't cry, don't cry. No, I know. I know the kind of energy I bring when people ask for, my presence. Cause, it's that wisdom. That's wisdom. But anyways, we all sat down and talked. And, I was happy to share some wisdom with them. And, we was able to talk about, the past. But we didn't stay in the past, for too long. We look at the past as a learning experience to bring us to where we are now. And we still continue, in the journey. So, yeah, I noticed. I was like, okay, come here. Like, what you waiting for? You be talking. People be listening. You don't not be at work. And, when I talk, everybody is quiet. Like, okay, how dare we not about to interrupt her? No, we're not about to interrupt. We listening. Because she has that wisdom. And I remember, when I was younger, I used to always pray. Always pray for wisdom. But I never knew that to get wisdom, you have to go through some stuff. I thought it was just given to me. Because in the Bible, it says, whoever asks shall receive. So, I didn't know you would have to go through some stuff, because I come from a long line of family. Both mother's side and father's side of ministers, priests, deacons, pastors. Even my great-grandma, she was a pastor. And my grandma, my father's side, was a missionary. So then, it was just so many, I have an uncle who's a minister. It's so many of them. When I say it's so many, but I'm not just naming titles, I'm not. I'm just saying that I have many family members, who was into that Bible. They would quote word for word. Even my mom. Many people didn't know that my mom, my grandma, that she knew the Bible. She knew the Bible the back of her head. I was like, well, Mom, why you not applying the application of it? She like, because God got some more stuff to show me. I'm like, okay. But what I noticed is that, people don't have to be in church, to know the Bible. And, people don't have to know, the Bible from the back of their head, because someone could just be watching you. You could be the only Bible that they know. And what I mean by that is they watching you, they listen to your message, what you got to say, this and that, the third. You're the only Bible. And sometimes you have to be accepting of that. So I noticed that for me, I'll be the only, Bible that somebody may be watching from afar. Like, okay, I've been watching her. And, she's not judgmental. I don't judge. Just let people be who they are. We have all these churches that say, come as you are. But when you come as you are, here they go, they judge you. They think these fancy hats, these outfits, these dresses is going to get them closer to heaven. Heaven ain't materialistic. But your heart, heaven is in your mind. But that's another topic for another day. So, like I said, I'll be talking about a lot of things. And I know the focus was supposed to be on resting. But when you rest, you see clearer. Your mind is clear. Because remember, the Bible said, you are what you think. Your thoughts become your reality. So be mindful of your thoughts. Sometimes you have to check in with yourself. Like, okay, yo, chill. Why is I'm thinking about this? Why is you thinking about, feelings, emotions you stuck in the past? So I was able to break, from that bondage, bondage of always being stuck, in the past, the emotions. I'm like, I'm tired of, starting again, start again. Like, okay, we got to fix this. And that's when I took self-realization of a goddess. Dr. Kamisha. Yeah, I gave her a sign name, Kamisha, because this stands for medicine. So she provides spiritual medicine. She is a metaphysician. If I'm up there spelling that wrong, METAPHYSCIAN. Okay. There'll be so many letters, words. Okay. But anyways, yeah. So, she is amazing. I took her course, and she's for women, who wants to break that bondage of being stuck, starting again, being stuck again. Like, okay, we're tired. We got to change this. And you want to know who you are without your family projections. Who you are, them layers, who you are. Take them layers off. Who are you inside? Okay, I know who am I. Okay. What stood out was when she had this word. She said, you see the word familiar, FAMILIAR. So, what two words you see in that word? Family, and you see liar. Okay. And that's what stood out for me. Family. Because we know family, we grow up, we learn what our family do. Their values, what they honor, all that stuff. And we take on that as if it's our own. Like, okay, well, this is what I grew up with. This is what I know. Then we have liar. Now, put this together. So, we say this is family. This is what we know, our values, what we know. Okay, what we take on, from the family. So this is our comfort. I'm going to stay right here. This is our comfort. But we never, question the family of why they do this and that. We never question. We just like, okay, that is just the way. But why? Why is that the way? We never ask. So we just know, just familiar, and we pass it on to generation, without even knowing the reason why we do this. Same thing with Christianity. Okay? Or same thing as well when we vote Democratic. So I'll take my family because they are Democratic. But why? They didn't give you a reason. They didn't sit down, talk with you of why, you should be a Democratic or a Republican. They never sit down and explain that with me. Or anybody of that age. They just say, choose Democratic without even really knowing the real reason behind it. So I'm like, okay, I wish I was Republican, okay? Our ancestors back in the day, Frederick Douglass, he was a Republican. If anybody really, know the reason, the rationale behind Republicans, but another topic for another day. So, I know I'll be talking a lot. But anyways, so we have family, we have liar. So family is what we know, comfort. We do whatever they do. And we pass it on, we continue generation. Continue. Liar, we're older, and we sit in our comfort zone. This is what I know. And you won't test what's outside. Like, you won't seek what's outside. Because you so still in your comfort zone. That's a liar. Like, oh, I have to be right here. My life would be comfortable. I have to stay where I'm at right here. Liar. Your life can change if you step outside of your comfort zone. Break out of that mindset. Break out of that programming. Yes, programming. Because we're stuck programming. So when she broke that down, that's when I started writing down a lot of stuff. I was like, we bringing all this programming. Because I was having programming from my mom's side, my real mom family side, then my real father family side, and the many foster homes that I was in. I was in so many programming, and I didn't know who I was. I had to take so many layers off, and to find out who I was. I had to remove these projections. People up there projecting on me, telling me I can't do this, I can't do that. Oh, you would never get in that school. Oh, you would never do that. Oh, shut up. Because when people project on you, it's because of their own insecurity. Because they see what you have. And they question themselves because they can't get there where you at. So, don't let anyone dim your light. Okay? You shine, and I'm going to shine. And I'm going to sing that song. I'm going to let it shine. I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. I'm going to let it shine. So, with that being said, let your light shine. And I'm going to put Dr. Kamisha, info on the comments in the bottom so y'all can reach out to her, take her course. It is so worth it. So beneficial. It's powerful. This is how I'm able to speak now. Even though I was already her, her, meaning myself, I was already talking back then. It was just, I was stuck, I was stuck. But now I broke those boundaries. Oh, I'm here. Leave people where they at. So let them talk. Okay, whatever. Do you? The focus is you. Okay? And I know many of you have been seeing some old videos, of wisdom that I've been posting, on YouTube. Yes, that's where you are. Because I was there. So I was like, you know what? I got to put my old videos on here. And it's a message to me as well. I'll be watching them videos. I'll be like, damn, girl, you was talking that wisdom. Now I'm listening. That was spirit talking. So anytime you see some old videos of you talking, spirit talking, and good thing you save those videos, because they be a message. You never know when you need it. So, I love you. Have a beautiful day.